Hello, I am Benjamin Cowenberg, site creator of consciousazine.net. Where will you find organic portals the most? Well, in my opinion, it's where the heaviest frequency control is. So if you are in a nation and there's a lot of frequency control, then there's going to be a lot more organic portals in that nation's population. So they'll congregate, the organic portal will congregate. Oh, you know the word I mean. Congregate. Will conglomerate. There you go, that'll do. Sorry about that, everyone. Organic portals will conglomerate around, congregate. Oh my God, I can't believe I couldn't say congregate. Oh, okay, let's move on. Organic portals congregate around more frequency control. So if you have a nation which is very strict in rules, strict in status quo, strict in control mechanisms, for instance, I can think of one, China. China has a lot of frequency control, or North Korea, there's another one, a lot of frequency control. So check out those societies, correlate it with what I'm saying, this phrase, frequency control. Now what does that mean? Well, the control of frequency and expression, differentiation, that's frequency control. So yeah, it's just a type of control mechanism or matrix struct in the code. And what's interesting is that this holds true not just on the national level, but organizationally. Say you have a more astute, like for instance, like banks. If you have like a more astute business that's very frequency controlled, you will have a lot of organic portal and robotic portals working in that organization. And a bank is a good example. And for instance, I can remember going to Commonwealth Bank in Australia, and then the difference between my bank, which was Suncorp Bank, which is the 5th largest bank in Australia, but Commonwealth is the largest bank in Australia. And to associate it with the Commonwealth, what is that? Well, that's frequency control across several nations or several countries. You see that? The G20, etc. With the Commonwealth, I forget how many countries make up the Commonwealth altogether, but it's a whole lot of countries. They make up the Commonwealth countries, right? And that's associated with England. And then if you think about England itself has a lot of frequency control, because even in the 1800s, I think it was, or Queen Elizabeth I or II, I think one, I can't remember, but Queen Elizabeth would kill people for farting in her presence, and farting is a natural phenomenon. I mean, that's a little absurd, and that's definitely draconian. It's also frequency control, to just have your will over another. That's Black Alliance frequency control. The family of dark, And I just wanted to further this idea to show you that it's everywhere, not on the national level, not only there, but not only in the organizational level. It's also, in like groups. You'll have a lot, like some people think all librarians are organic portals. I don't, but I get what they're seeing. They're seeing the frequency control, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you. There's a lot of association with frequency control and organic portals. Okay? So in any place, in any situation, it can be a group of people anywhere. Now, remember, this associates to videos such as organic portals, stabilizers, and advances that I've made. Also another video, organic portals, neutral roles in the matrix. So there's two videos that this video associates with. And I really do think you need to watch those other two videos to connect it to this one. So organic portals, they're always sticking around frequency control. You see that now that I've told you, but why? Now you want to know why. Well, because they are that frequency control. That is their mechanism. That's the stabilization functionality coming out in them. And, it's their role. It's one of their roles or functionalities that they, not only stabilize, but that inherently comes with the idea of control. If you stabilize something, you have to control it to stabilize it. But hey, these are neutral functions, and the thing is that I'm saying that there is a surface virus, and that is the corrupted part of all this. And that's why it seems so evil. Because there is a virus portion, that's the evil part, really. Anyway, so the idea is that they are not just associated with frequency control and conglomerations or congregations, I said it, congregations of frequency control areas or zones, another example being a city, but that they are the frequency control mechanism and reverberation itself. They are servers of the matrix, I've called them, like a server of the internet to your computer. And, the server of the matrix kind of acts through them, you might think of it. And so they are the server of the matrix. But when we consider the example that I was bringing forth of city, I just wanted to make that another point of frequency control and, how to see it playing out in the world. That is an example where you can look at a city and see it. This is the wet dream of the draconians. A static control grid. And won't we ever have that manifest with blockchain, every transaction monitored in a 5G, internet wireless grid? Then you're monitored all the time. They don't even need to RFID you. So, they can see your daily patterns. People can hack it. Yeah, we're setting up for some future here. Back to the idea of the city as a static resonance zone. Static resonance zone. In other words, no resonance. Here's a way I'll explain it. I'll explicate that. I'll fully extrapolate this idea really good for you, really well, really grounded and really obvious and pragmatic. When you go to ground to get negative charge or ionization, negative, in other words, you decrease your positron positive charge. So we stand barefoot with the big toe on the ground, and the ball of the big toe has the kidney 1 meridian. And I'll save you the whole spiel about that, but that's what we do to ground. We stand on the ground, and the K1 meridian has to connect. It's the best grounding method, and not just sitting down and getting it through your spine. People seem to always think to go for that method. No, do the standing, do it properly, and when you ground and you get negative ionization or anionization, anions, negatively charged, you decrease your not only your static vibration, but you inhale on the in-breath, so you decrease your static positive charge, like vibration, like static on the TV, which reduces the visibility of the inner picture of your soul, you see. When we get rid of that positive charge, that static on the out-breath into the earth, on the way in, the earth feeds us back on our in-breath with clarity, and the anionization actually aligns all the water molecules in your body, which then would align the light waves in your body for full clarity, you see. And I mean cellular level consciousness clarity. Not to mention the septum pellucidum in the midbrain, which acts as a projector screen for the pineal scintillations or projections of your inner soul template visions or cosmic downloads. So, to tie that in, you love my tangents, you love them. Press the like button, you love them. So to tie that all in, the static resonance zone of the city, the draconian wet dream, these concrete jungles, cut off the reception of the higher light, because you can get negative charge via the concrete, but the concrete cannot channel the embedded, intelligent, higher dimensional, subtle lights. Do you understand? So you will get negative charge standing on concrete. That's fine, and it will align your water molecules, but you're not getting the Tao. You're not getting the forward flow of the universe. You're not getting the new light. So all of the higher dimensional light is missing, and it's only anionization, which equates to fifth or the fifth dimension. Basically ionization is very close to unified field theory and, Planck length, really. So it sort of equates to the fourth and fifth dimension, really the fourth, fifth dimensional edge, because it's still in polarity. So technically it's still fourth dimensional, but it's part of almost the unified field. The unified field would be, Planck length, and Planck length is, obviously non-polar. But, ionization is still polarity, so yeah, I guess it's not fully fifth dimensional, it's fourth dimensional, where there's still polarity. And emotionality relevant, and that's why it seems to take away your emotions to ground, and emotions bring you pain associated with positive charge, and you're getting rid of the positive charge into the earth. Now you can get rid of the positive charge in the city on the concrete and absorb the negative charge. I've noticed not so clear I feel after. I don't feel as refreshed. I only just get a little bit of negative charge. It's not fully refreshing. So that's what I mean by static resonance grid, and that's why you have a lot more organic portals, in the city. A lot of people are flocking there. There's a lot of NPC activity, and it's interesting. It's not to say that everyone who lives out in the country is a souled human, because organic portals are in every creed, race, or culture. But I'm just trying to tie the idea of the city as a static resonance zone and frequency control together, and then remember I said organic portals conglomerate at frequency control nodes or areas or zones.